Ever had that game where you knew from the second you turn it on that you were going to be in for a hard time, going against your natural instinct of having fun with the game, being treated like absolute crap, yet saying thank you for the privilege? Well, let me introduce you to Ghosts and Goblins Resurrected, yet another nostalgic classic revamp by Capcom. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this kick-to-the-teeth game, Ghosts and Goblins started life as an arcade game back in 1985 created by Tokuro Fujiwara. Since then, the game has been ported and changed around a bit for many consoles like the Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and many more. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is the latest version of the game to hit the shelves, not too long after the original arcade game was included with Capcom Arcade Stadium only a week or so ago at time of recording. The story behind Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is as simple as it comes. You play as Arthur, a knight who has had his beloved princess captured by an evil demon/wizard, and Arthur has to make his way through some of the medieval times' worst locations, which have been cursed with hordes of the undead, spirits, demons, evil plants, and many more creatures and monsters to slow down Arthur in his quest. If you think this is a bit of a trope by now, well, this is where the trope came from in video games. The gameplay behind Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is pretty simple, well, kinda. While the object is to run from left to right in each level, taking down creatures and collecting treasure as you go, things are not exactly what they seem. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, by design, is hard. The gameplay is designed in a way that will make you throw your controller against the wall out of frustration, thanks to a lot of things that were placed into the game just to piss you off. For example, the controls are your worst enemy in Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. More often than not, you're going to be overjumping gap, missing ledges, and just overall falling down holes because you cannot time these jumps like you would back in the day. Another gameplay design flaw sees you falling backwards with every hit, stripping armor from Arthur till he's running around in his boxer shorts. And with every fall, you're more than likely going to end up falling down a pit to your death. Another example is the enemy spawning and placement. More often than not, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, you're going to take a hit from an enemy getting pinpoint accurate landings or movements that you simply cannot avoid, or if you manage to do so, they'll just spawn something either underneath you or above you that hits you before you can even move a pixel. This leads to the biggest issue I noticed with Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, that being the hitboxes themselves. The hitboxes in Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection tend to be a lot larger than Arthur appears on screen, leading you to take hits when you shouldn't be, and your enemies managing to get away with either smaller hitboxes or some form of invincibility armor that can take infinite hits before you'll notice a weak spot. In compensation for these mechanics that are a remnant of a bygone arcade era, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection actually gives you multiple things to help. One is the magic tree, where you'll learn and upgrade magic spells that can do things from clearing the screen to having you change into a boulder to give you extra damage when you're in your boxes. You also have checkpoints in each level which help you when you die. Instead of going all the way back to the beginning of the stage like you used to, you just go back to the checkpoint. Not to mention that after several deaths on any of the 4 difficulty levels available, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection will ask if you want to lower the difficulty till you end up on the page level, which is meant to be the easy mode. Yeah, right. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection also features a 2-player mode, but to be honest, all that does is add another person to the mix to make things even more frustrating. I know I have been really harsh on Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, but it's one of those harsh in the fact that the game that I have played and have enjoyed over many decades from its original arcade inception through to recently replaying it in the Capcom Arcade Stadium, the visuals and changes have not only increased the level design, but the boss encounters have also been some of the best updates that you could have given Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. However, the game's overall design is still locked in an era of quarter-munching machines instead of changing things up for the modern home gamer. Some people may think that doing things this way keeps the spirit of the original alive, but as we have seen with some of Capcom's other reimaginings, you don't need to keep everything the same in order to keep that spirit alive. I'll happily send Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection back to its grave with a 3 out of 5 stars. This has been Carl Smart for The Outerhaven. If you like what we do, please stop by the website at www.theouterhaven.net, and also do the usual things here on YouTube, like subscribe, leave a comment or a like, and ring that bell for notifications on upcoming videos right here on the Outerhaven YouTube channel.